All right, everybody, I'm going to switch to the battlefield view for a second. Thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom. We're about to go into a ranked War of the Spark draft, and you know me, I like to thank Card Kingdom ahead of a draft. It's kind of like saying grace for drafting. Thanks, Card Kingdom. I really use them all the time. It's not difficult for me to pitch Card Kingdom because they're a weekly part of my life, if not nearly daily. I buy and sell in the secondary market myself, and they are a signpost of that side of my life for me. But for you, they're probably just going to be one of the better purveyors of Magic stuff that you have available to you. You go to cardkingdom.com, you can click on the affiliate link down below in my panels, and you can check them out. They got everything you need. They got entire decks. You could build a cube from their stock, click buy, and they'd ship a cube to you, you know? I really appreciate Card Kingdom, and I hope you check them out. Can't do a free gold draft today. We're going to do gems, and then we'll have gold for a free one tomorrow. We got a Jace. I don't think I've ever opened a Jace before. Certainly like being in blue. It's obviously a heavy commitment, but worth it. And we'd probably take it for the gems anyway, so let's snap him up. Yeah, we'll get to draft you. Thank you, Mama. Pretty easy. Easy Jace. Challenge. See where it goes from here. Ambush, probably the best card in the pack. Wanderer's Strike. Sunblade Angel are both strong, but they're in white. There's good old Bloomhulk. Guild Globe. A little early for a Guild Globe. This is a pretty unimpressive pack here. Good boy. I don't seek red-green, but when it's fallen in my lap, I've taken it and been fine. Wujo wants the globe. I don't know if that's greed. I just think it's maybe the opposite of greed. I'm going to be greedy and try and wheel the globe. Visionary or Strike? What? Yeah, I don't think we take the Visionary. The Visionary will wheel. I like the Bloomhulk. Color preference there. If I liked white as much as I liked green, I would have just taken the white removal spell. Here we have another Bloomhulk. First Laptop Reaver if we wanted to go green, black-blue control. But I think it's just another Bloomhulk. It's also the only green card in the pack, so we cut green pretty effectively with this with a Hulk pick here. This is the only thing that's kind of tempting me, but since we already have a Bloomhulk in the pile, we should just double down. Band Together is a nice reward for being in green here. Maybe we'll wheel the spinner. Here's another Strike. White. The bots have figured out that white is not great as well. We haven't seen a blue card that we wanted to take in a while. We're going to take Band, but we may be waving farewell to Jace. I feel no need to force Jace into the deck here. We're just going to start knowing that we're solidly green and see where else it goes. Heartfire, Spark Reaper, jump out at me as the strongest cards in this pack. I guess I would take Spark Reaper and look towards black-green, play anything, rather than look towards green-red. We can get a mech crocodile, or push back towards blue. Thank you for the sub. We could take the crunch. Yeah. Crunch is pretty late. But transmutation could put us back towards being able to play the Jace. I think it's crunch or transmutation. Kitaski asks about the rat burglar meme. That was a meme I asked my son to create because every time I played burglar rat in Guilds of Ravnica, that snippet of Public Enemy would pop into my head. And so he made me a meme around it. And now it has become the theme of the theme of my stream, for better or for worse. With already 2 4-power creatures in the Hulks, adding the crunch seems on theme for Gruul. Yeah, it's just, do we want to be Gruul? I guess I'll take... This is pretty replaceable, and this is a nice hedge. If we end up wanting to be red-green, like, heck, we could... there was like a... Was it Pack 2 that had the ambush? Like, maybe something like that comes back, and then we're super rewarded. But I'll take the crunch. I'll take the crunch and see what comes up from here. Awkward. There's Honor of the God-Pharaoh. Honor of the God-Pharaoh if we want to stay, add another red card to the pile. We can take a Grizzly as a pretty safe green card. But again, I see blue that's, this is playable blue. We don't love transmutation, but it is playable. Grizzly is the safest pick, but I don't want multiple Grizzlies. I'd rather take the better card towards a possible second color, and if we don't end up playing the Honor, that's fine. I'm not going to miss a Grizzly all that much. All right, well, this is a pretty clear Courage over Dreadmalkin and Crocodile. Well, we take a Bolt Bend, but I don't think we're main decking a Bolt Bend, and this is best of 1. Skulker or Time Twist in case we get pulled back towards blue is what makes sense to me here. Hey, Fiddles, lurk away. Ambush could be next pick, but I don't think Ambush will wheel. If it does, then we are cha-ching. We know where we're supposed to be, right? Y'all want to try Bolt Bend? This is, to me, the ultimate strikeout home run card. Like, when we talk about, I don't know if maybe you're not all baseball fans or don't all know the analogy, but basically in baseball, about the worst thing you can do as a batter in baseball is strike out, because you don't even put the ball in play. You don't get any chance at anything, right? It's just the worst possible result. And the best possible result is a home run, right? So we call a strikeout home run card a card that has this range of being incredible or being awful. And Bolt Bend is just the quintessential strikeout home run card, because if you cast it at all, especially if you cast it for a single red mana, but if you cast it at all, it's going to be amazing. It's a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1 where you get to take their best spell and point it at their best thing. Like the high end of Bolt Bend is game-endingly devastating. But you only ever see Bolt Bend when it's doing that. You never see Bolt Bend when it's sitting there rotting in somebody's hand because you're not doing anything. And now I agree that Bolt Bend is best in Gruul because it does make it cost 1 red, but it still can sit there and rot in your hand. Exactly. Valhalla says, the last thing I want to do is sit around holding up mana for Bolt Bend. I have better things to do. Well, holding up mana, it also means you're holding a card. It means it could have been something else, and instead you're sitting there waiting for an opportunity. So you might end up main decking it in a weak Gruul deck because you're out of other options, but it's not really where I want to start. It's not really where I want to be, but I do see that we are closer to red than blue. We could still end up blue, though. I don't care about Bolt Bend. I'm sorry. I know it can be a blowout, but it is so often not a blowout. It is so often just very, very, very frustrating to look at in your hand. Yeah, it looks like we did find the open color. This was the pack that could have had that ambush, but it's unrealistic to expect an ambush to wheel. The question is, what do we want to be here? Ogre versus Manticore versus Globe. If we are red-green, while we may want globes to do some splashing, I think we want to be aggressive. And we want to be 4 power, so I'm going to just take Turret Ogre as the earliest 4 power creature here. I hope we get a Manticore, but I think this is an Ogre pick. I don't think we're playing any of these. Will take Vault Progress. I hope we don't play Chain Whip Cyclops, but I've had worse, so I think we're gonna do this. Although, yeah, we could still. It's not been a great first pack. We're kind of shoehorned into red-green, and I don't love it. But we'll see what comes from here. Double white is pretty oppressive, and we should probably just take the Greeting or the Swarm. Or gems. If the first pack was better, I would be up for gems, but I think this deck is weak right now, so I'm not sure I want to do that. You can consider Electromancer. It doesn't take much for Electromancer to be fine. Like if you can throw a shock around, throw 2 damage around, I think you're fine with Electromancer. A lot of support for Vraska. All right, checking my vibrating phone, since it could be Jerry pinging me over something or another. Yeah, it's Vraska or Greeting, I think, and it's a tough one. We do have 2 Bloom Hulks that Vraska appreciates, but Jaya's Greeting is really what you want to be doing in the red-green curve out, clearing the way. Fiddles wants to rare draft. I'm with you, Fiddles, you know that, but I just feel like the deck is too weak right now. I'm gonna take yeah, like literally no 2s. A lot of support for Vraska, but we have nothing to do at 2 mana yet. That really concerns me. I'm gonna take Greeting. Grown-up pick. Oh, Kasmina, and where are you doing here now? I guess we just take a band together. All right, if we're gonna beat down, I guess I saw the 2 and wanted the profit, but maybe Weird is good enough that we take it with Band Together, Jaya's Greeting, Honor, get a counter on it, Bloom Hulk it. I know we need 2s. I'm gonna try and wheel this profit. I think Spellgorger Weird is too good. Here we are jamming the 3s again, but I guess we do. We're not going to take this Blind Blast over New Horizons. We might not wheel the profit, but I'm still fine with that choice. I think the power level of Weird is too high with Band Togethers, Courage and Crisis, now New Horizons, Jaya's Greeting. There's just all this stuff to get this going, and then Bloom Hulks to keep it going. Yeah, in fact, we have to kind of take the 2 here. It's not exciting, and hopefully we just replace the heck out of it. But especially with New Horizons and Band Together and stuff, you just really want to be on board in 2 here. So we are going to... we need to take the 2s. I get that you like Honor. It's the better card in a vacuum, but we're halfway through the draft now, and we've got 1 playable 2-drop, and it's not a creature. So, yeah, we want all the Ragers we can get from here. Hey, here's a Prophet we can snag. Perfect. Steady Aim, not going to make the cut. Silverwing could, but this is where I'm going to pick up a Manticore. There's Assault Team, another opportunity for a Silverwing, but we have at least something we can do on 2. Valhalla's Chosen asks, on that Vraska versus Greeting pick, how often is it correct to consider the rarity of the picks and the likelihood of seeing those cards again to pick up later if you really need them? I mean, need is a strong word. You're going to make a deck from the picks you get, right? You don't need anything in Limited. You draft 42 reasonable cards and make a go of it, right? So... But in that case, I would say the deck needs 2-drop removal more than it needs a powerful, reasonably powerful 4-drop Planeswalker. So I think that was a need-based pick. Yeah, I'm gonna take Guild Globe. Yeah, here's pack 1, pick 1 is, we didn't end up finding the blue to play it. I'm going to take Guild Globe because it's playable on 2. I would rather have good creature here, but if it's something to do, and we won't play it unless we're splashing, or we need playables, but I do like that between Guild Globe and New Horizons, we're now a single basic away from being able to splash within reason anything we want. I don't think we're going to main deck Return to Nature. We're never playing these. I guess we'll take a Griffin. It doesn't really matter here. I don't think we're playing this to the point that I really almost just want to price for Vault Progress. Yeah, green is just like we went. Our draft went Jace into Bloomhulk into Band Together. And it really felt like green was, quote, obvious, but then we've picked 1 Band Together in this pack, and that's it. Anyway, yeah, green has been very light, but maybe it'll come heavy in the other direction. Yeah, we can take this Strix. I'm not playing this Initiate, and Vault Progress, whatever. We can take this, but it basically didn't matter. Nothing mattered there. But I suppose I'll keep taking blue over unplayable stuff in our colors. Be funny if we ended up blue-red from here. Maybe splashing Band Together or something. Well. Alright, we're pack 3 looking for our first color, but I'm sure we'll get there. What a crappy pack. Come on. This is garbage. Is this the most garbagey pack you've ever seen? It's close. Well, this says, I guess we are green. We could take the globe and keep open. Yeah, Kataski's probably right. Zhang's not fine. Zhang's bad. I hate him. He's gone down and down and down. And I only like Zhang if you've got the 2-drops, which we kind of don't. We got a Prophet and an Assailant that we hope not to play, basically. I'm gonna take Gems. That was a terrible pack. All right, well, this may solidify us back in green. Nahiri is okay. I like Druid over Nahiri. You think Nahiri's better? Yeah, Nahiri's decent removal, but twos, man. I want twos. 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 Hopefully wheel a crunch, but we're taking twos. Twos. Passed a rare to take that two. Yeah, Heartfire here, I think. Let's look in. Let's get this out of here. Get this out of here. Another Masticore. Nothing else to take. Manticore, rather, not Masticore. Another globe for our non-existent splash. Or what? I guess we take a globe. I don't want a bunch of courages. I like that we have one. That's kind of where I want to be with courage. I like that we are proliferating via Bloomhulk. But I've had courage flood that's really ugly. I think we might be at 4x. Let's see. Let's check. What do we have? We have Jace. I didn't check on Jace. Pretty sure we have, yeah, we have 4x of the other one. Single combat. Yeah, we have 4x of single combat. I'll go check Jace though. No. I could see us main decking this. We'll take it and see. Yeah, same with the blast here. Yeah. Maybe. Hope not, but maybe. Definitely not playing another one of these. We'll take Vault Progress. Probably not, but put it there. Maybe this. Yeah, not a lot of clarity in this draft. Only got 2 rare drafts out of it. James Wanders asks, does crafting mid-draft like that give you extra gems long-term, like if you'll eventually have 4x of everything anyway? It doesn't. I've said that it doesn't matter too much when I spend wild cards to craft rares and mythics, because I'm expecting to get 4x of the set. I demonstrate the behavior to show people that that's a thing that exists, that you can do that to generate gems from your wild cards if you're not expecting to 4x a set. But it doesn't really matter from our standpoint, provided we do use them as wild cards. Like, you don't want to stockpile wild cards, because those are wild cards represent locked up gem value that you release by turning into cards. So by turning our wild cards into cards, we fill up our 4x faster, which starts converting our extras to gems faster. Yeah, Eduardo, I'm not happy with this. Hey Ryan, do you have any thoughts on why we still don't have human drafting in Arena? It doesn't seem that hard to implement from a technical perspective, so it appears to be a design choice at this point. I still think it's a matter of prioritization. Everything is hard. Everything in software is hard. There is no feature you can add that isn't hard. Because when you have a team of, many dozens of people working together towards a single goal, you have to involve you got to involve QA, you got to involve leadership, you got everything. It's somewhat gets bureaucratized. There's a bureaucracy in huge projects that makes doing anything really difficult to do. If you're on a small agile team with a low accountability and just a handful of people you need to communicate with, you can knock out features like that a lot faster. But there's a bureaucracy in place with a project like Arena that just requires so much coordination and so much testing and so much certainty that the thing you've released is good and strong and worthwhile that prioritization becomes massive, and I just don't think they're prioritizing it. I think they'll do it eventually, but at the end of the day, they're a game company looking to make money from their game. They have decided that I worked there for 7 years. The one thing I respect about Wizards is that the way they're trying to make money is to make their game insanely fun, right? Like the goal is to make the game so insanely fun that it's nice and profitable. But they are working from a factor of what prioritization and what decisions give Wizards the most profit. And I believe the leadership has determined that human drafting, while it would help, I don't think the thought is, if we implement human drafting, we make less money or things get worse for us. I don't think that's the philosophy. I just think it's like, we want to do that, but we're going to do these other 7 things first because we think they're more important to us making money than that. That's my guess. Razzie says, also regarding UX, you'd have to play in a pool. In other words, you're saying you would expect if it was all humans that would be in pod. I don't think that's true, Razzie. If they implemented all human drafting, it would be like Magic Online, where you draft against humans, but then you play against people you did not draft against. Anyway, little aside on that question. Well, I guess our deck is done. Our only question is whether we're like cutting the globe to add what? I don't know. 13 creatures. We could throw in another Chain Whip Cyclops. Oh, we don't. I guess I took out. We only have the one, so I guess we'll put in Chain Whip Cyclops as a consideration. Bond of Passion as a consideration. I don't think we want the Guild Globe. I don't think it does anything relevant for us except wheel spin. Eternal has an endless table situation. Yeah, there's no wheeling in Eternal, which is, we considered the Eternal system for drafting, but felt it was too inauthentic and that Magic players expect to look at their pack one, pick one, and consider what might wheel. And if you do the Eternal system, you take away the strategy of wheeling, which felt too inauthentic when I was there. Chain Whip looks pretty bad, but it may be it's like one of our win conditions, sadly. Might even cut a Manticore and keep the Chain Whip. Like, how are we winning if we get into a ground stall? I mean, we just have to hope to get bigger or Bond of Passion around them. I mean, that's my big concern here, is that we just get ground stalled and wait to die to more powerful cards. Might want both of our Manticores. I think I want these 6s, though. Almost want to cut like a Blind Blast, although that's kind of a mini Chain Whip in some ways. And yeah, I think we need the Forced Landing. We're gonna risk it because we've got targeted removal and a Turret Ogre as our defense against flying here, which is pretty light. New Horizons throws a counter at least and does accelerate us to 5 and the 6s. But that's a reasonable suggestion. Just live and die by the 6s. Yeah, this is at least acceptable as a 4/4 for 4. And Weird is naturally going to get some. No, I'm not playing Stone Blades. Can't make me. Yeah, Assault Team is pretty weak too, but I don't know what to do. Yeah, it's pretty bad, isn't it? All right, let's... It does throw a counter around, but I don't even care. Like, that's when it dies. We don't want it to die, but it's, like, made to die. Yeah, it kills walkers sometimes, but more often than not, you're staring at some 1-power thing across the way, some 1/1 army token, and like, oh. Yeah, it's Born to Die, but I don't like spending 4 mana on things Born to Die. The Assailant. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 other 2-drops that we're okay with playing. I like the 5th, and especially if we're keeping New Horizons in, like... gruesome. Let's see. Help me with a name that won't tip that we ended up red-green. Also, I can get out of your way here. It's not too bad, but let me get to... hop up here anyway. Curve or die. And our poster child is going to be the Goblin Assailant. So, for those catching up, we opened on a Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. We went, after that, Bloom Hulk, band together. Then things got terrible. Then the packs dried up. I think we got like a Spark Reaper. And then we picked a Crunch. And like maybe a Guild Globe or like we finally, like, we picked up a Skulker or something. I don't know. It was like... Pack 1 went off the rails from there, and then there was just enough late red that it seemed like the bots were saying jump into red, and red was the most open color. But then we had to lose our bomb. We didn't open anything else of significance in those 2 colors. Oh yeah, early Honor, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I guess Honor was the first red pick. Is that right? And then we picked up a Crunch just in case. It was something like that. So that's how we ended up here, and then the packs were just kind of stinky all throughout. Like our pack 2, pick 1, I was hyperbolically calling the worst pack ever or whatever. It was just miserable. So this happens sometimes, but whatever. You'll see we'll go 7-0 and it'll be just like we'll get unreal luck and all of our oppos will be flipping their tables. I have too much pride to ever set par below 3, but I'll set it at exactly 3. Would I rather have Forced Landing or Bolt Bend in this deck? They're similar, but yeah, I don't know which one increases or decreases our win percentage the most. This is definitely a candidate for getting stuck in our hand, but what I like about Forced Landing over, say, Bolt Bend is that, like, with both of them you're looking for windows to cast, right? You know that if you cast it, it's going to be good. The trouble with Bolt Bend is that if you don't have a 4-power creature, especially, it's miserable if you don't have, even if you do though, you have to leave mana open so that you can take advantage of the opportunity to use the Bolt Bend when the situation does emerge. With Forced Landing, you don't have to keep the mana open. I can tap out to play my Bloomhulk, and then you play a flyer, and I get to untap and deal with the flyer after the fact. So I think that's a pretty big factor in how they play out as strikeout home run cards. Oh yeah, we absolutely would have played a Silverwing. I mean, I stand by the picks we made at the time, but if we had a Silverwing, I'd be happy to play one right now. Yeah, it's possible. You know, we could have made little decisions here and there that would have shifted where we ended up, but I don't think if we had ended up blue, we'd be super happy with our deck either. I think we were destined by our seat to not be too happy with where we ended up, frankly. But we're going to make it work. Let me update my stuff here, get to the battlefield view. All right, there we go. The only thing that was open was garbage, so that's what we drafted. All right, we're going to keep this, and we're going to get the Miracle Wrangler on our first draw. You ready for the Miracle Wrangler? Or I'll take any playable creature 2-drop, but Miracle Wrangler would be amazing. Come on, come on. One time. I'm going to use my one time today on this. Wrangle me! We've been grazed. I've lost to grazers this week. I don't want to do it again, but we got what we got here. Ah, it was a 2-drop, but I said creature. We'll be patient. I don't feel the need to use a greeting on a grazer. I don't feel the need to bolt the monkey. That seems wrong. We don't need to scry. That's we're not so desperate. Like, we're not desperate here. We're fine. We could God Pharaoh, but I'm going to go ahead and crunch here, and then next turn, if we don't draw a land, we can God Pharaoh, ditching probably the Passion. Greet the Grazer is how they say bolt the bird in some other alternate universe where Jaya's greeting and Arboreal Grazer were in alpha. Alright, we did not find land. We did find a playable 2-drop, showing up late, Prophet. You're very late to the party. You should be attacking right now, but no. God Pharaoh is the pick, though, the play, and we'll ditch the passion and find a land. Yeah, Hulks now at least get to make the zombie army bigger. Arboreal Grazer would have been playable in alpha, depending on what your definition of playable is. In constructed, I mean, limited didn't exist in alpha, so I mean, we're seeing Arboreal Grazer make standard.
Let me know if you find any cool new plants.
So maybe, but I don't. This probably weren't the synergy tools. But in this alternate universe where Arboreal Grazer is in alpha, we have no idea what else is in alpha. All right. Well, it's gonna just play a Bloom Hulk, but we've lost our counter, and we now have a Chain Whip Cyclops, so might as well do that. Just looking ahead here, definitely playing the Cyclops, but also taking a beat to look ahead. But I suppose I shouldn't take a beat because that's how I end up with too few Hourglass counters. I like definitely playing the Cyclops because it gives us two big beefy dudes to attack with. We threaten to trade with that Grizzly. I guess if they put another counter on the Grizzly, then that's pretty annoying. And this is how you lose to Grazer, is that your opponent plays bonkers planeswalkers. Well, this isn't bonkers, this is.
We'll do this together.
I really think they should have put the counter on the Grizzly and created 5 toughness. A 4/5. 4/5 would have been great. Now we get Prophet Hulk or Greeting Hulk, depending on how Oppo wants to block. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we're going to come at Chandra here. I could, let's see, hold on. I could also, if I go full control, we could actually use the Chain Whip Cyclops here. Yeah, actually, I'm going to go into full control because I'm changing my mind mid-combat. Greeting activate. Is target creature? Are you talking about... Anyway, we're going to do this. Oh, geez, come on. All right, now I can take off full control. Create the token. Yeah, we give him one turn with Chandra, I suppose, and we could have used up the greeting to prevent that. One thing's... Oh, did they ditch Kasmina? Aren't they drawing Kasmina? What did they do? I guess they ditched it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Right. I was thinking that was going to be drawn, but that was... I get it. Yeah, I get what happened to Kasmina. So that was one of the things I was thinking about, Kasmina tokens, but it didn't need to be doing that. Anyway, I think we'll be happy having Profit here, and then next turn having another activation of Cyclops and Greeting.
Let's light it up.
There we go. We'll take out that with our Greeting. Although, again, yes, they wouldn't even have that if we had just greeted and killed Chandra. So maybe greeting the token was correct. Should have done that. No, we're not talking about greeting Chandra. We were talking about greeting the token that chumped to defend Chandra. Right, but we would have at least forced them to do that. So maybe it's not that that we 100% kill Chandra, but we 100% force them to make additional chumps.
Share in my strength.
Well, I see why they did that move at the very least. We can't block that now. If we get... Actually, greeting... If we attack both at Chandra, then greeting finishes off Drake, but I think we need to just let them have one more turn with it and play the Manticore. Unfortunate. I really don't like them getting extra cards off Chandra here, but I think that's our best way to eventually win this game is to get Manticore out now. Because then next turn we have Bloomhulk and Greeting. And Bloomhulk plus Greeting on this board is pretty good. This becomes a 3/3. Hopefully they just like hit a land here.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Okay, you get the land. We just don't want anything else super devastating. Hey, you got it, Hildegardner. I'm 47 and grew up in the pop culture world of the 80s where everything I watched for entertainment was telling me that straight white males were the only thing that mattered, and everybody else is plot device fodder, comic relief, or otherwise. And it's been hard to adjust my own mentality, but I've done it successfully now. I really don't think about the oppo and they stuff anymore. I've just really internalized that I truly do not know the gender of my opponent. Why would I assume he? Like, it just it's second nature to me now because I've really internalized that thought process, I guess. So, but I'm glad it's appreciated. I know it matters to a lot of people. So now the Wrangler's interesting. We could Wrangler into Hulk, yes, but what are we doing about Chandra, folks? I'm gonna let this time as we think about this, because we Hulk. Do we just really let him have Chandra for another turn? Is that viable? Boy, she's rough. But it does... Yeah, alright, I'm gonna do it. Well, we're not going to let her ultimate. She's not anywhere close to ultimating. No, I'm not going to... I don't think we're attacking this turn, because I can't... If we attack into the Thunder Drake, we're just going to get stuff eaten, and I'm not willing to do that. And then next turn, maybe we just ignore Chandra at this point and start going face like next turn. But I think we just keep going wide here, and if we can get wider than them, we'll be okay. And next turn, Bloom Hulk.
What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
We're probably gonna have to 2-for-1 ourselves to get rid of that Thunder Drake, but we should have good attacks next turn. And yeah, I'm starting to feel like... Well, they're drawing 2 cards a turn here, so this isn't a huge surprise, but it's tough. Please don't play something else. Please don't play something else. And maybe at this point, we just go Bloom Hulk, greet the Thunder Drake, and start suiciding things into the other Thunder Drake? I don't know. This would be a great time to draw a Forced Landing, huh? Ooh! Heartfire, you say? Now that's interesting. Maybe... Do we still play the Hulk, or do we go with greeting Heartfire as our options this turn? We play Hulk, swing with everything, and sack the thing that gets blocked. Ooh, I think that's unfortunate, but I still think we gotta do it. That's really unfortunate, though. Okay. Everything here is... yeah, we're gonna ignore Chandra. Come on, Crunch, don't do this to me. Stream's frozen. Not for me. How about for anybody else? I think we send everything. Sounds like Jerry is here. Hello, Jerry. Make friends with Rocket.
I did.
He disagrees.
Well, no, but so now he's... Now that I've entered your inner sanctum,
Yes.
he wants to abuse me.
Here, we will, we'll do the other thing. There's 2 things that Rocket hates. People coming to our house, and this desk
Oh, the...
lowering. But we're gonna...
That's awesome. Oh, the elevate desk.
Gonna sit down here.
Now, do you think that Rocket dislikes the desk coming down because he believes it to be sorcerous?
I think it actually makes noises that are really uncomfortable for him. Is where I've ended up on it.
Oh, it's higher. You think it exists beyond our ability?
Yeah, I think it bugs him in a way that it does not bug us. There we go, and then... Yeah, it looks alright.
Hey, so is it hard mode to beat people with an F2P deck and adjust your stream camera width at the same time? Is that the Dark Souls of MTG Arena?
Yeah, wait, what did they do? Did they not block? 1, 4, 5, 6... Do we just win? What's going on here?
Still, you win because I came in, right? What? Did they count their? Did they? Behold!
Wow,
This is what I bring to
this guy is good.
They're like, oh my god, it's that person who was important perhaps 2 decades ago. I'm very intimidated.
You're still important, man.
Hey, thanks, pal. Important to going optimal. That's the vital thing. So is this what I can expect the entire stream? Just victory after victory, walking it in?
Like a little over 60% of the time, yeah. That's where we're at.
Better than a coin flip?
I mean, I track...
oh my god, do you really?
Yeah, here, I'll go left monitor so they can see what you're seeing here. This is what Jerry's seeing here.
Hold on, do they know that you do this?
Yeah, they have... I'm a little behind, but this is every game every event I've ever played on stream is right here, and you can check if you want to see an image of the deck I played.
Oh, for sure.
You can pull that up if you want to actually see the draft itself.
Live. You even have the links. Okay, so I knew that. I was like, you know what? It's good Ryan's staying busy. He's got a hobby. I had no idea there was a spreadsheet.
Yep.
Good lord.
So, and also the spreadsheet contains, if we go back to just the spreadsheet. Oh, goodness. How about, you see all of my open tabs or whatever. My 7 million tabs.
But so that was a page of baseball statistics?
Oh yeah, here I might as well show off. So I run a team draft fantasy baseball league where we draft entire pitching staffs and offenses. So my current squad is St. Louis offense, Washington offense, Dodgers pitching, and Texas pitching. And my team name is the Infield Flies. And I am crushing.
Well, yeah, you're an annihilator.
Annihilator. 90. I have. So you're competing in these different categories. There's 10 categories, and you're competing in rank in the 10 categories. So 12 points is the most. So I'm first place in a handful of categories. Anyway, crushing in team draft, crushing in draft.
Well, the only reason, first of all, it's a delight that draft in either case is the term of art.
Yes.
But I couldn't help myself when I saw that there was just like a page of statistics for these ball men, and then there was your page of statistics that you're tracking. So how much of it?
I'm into statistics.
Well, I mean, is that? But you have to be like, because you've designed cards and you've played competitively and you've run the podcast and stuff like that. Like is that the only way to be? Like, is that required? At a certain level, is it required to have that type of data, or is there just a ritualistic component
For me, it's ritualistic. I think it also speaks to, like, my game designer... Like, game designers just work entirely in spreadsheets and Notepad, right? And I've always been data-driven. I mean, the stream is heavily data-driven. And one thing I like to do is to know my own results for myself. I don't want Wizards and their ranking system to try and tell me where I'm at.
Oh, you don't trust it?
Well, what does it mean?
It's
gold.
ambiguous.
I'm gold 2. What does that mean?
These are bands at best, yeah.
This tells me what I need to understand is that my current match win rate is 60.5%. The best of the best on Arena are 65, 66, 67%, so that I know that I have like 5% of improvement to
grow.
Yeah. So that's useful to me, whereas Gold 2 doesn't do anything for me.
Hold on,
right?
and so you're at 60.7, and that is, and have you still maintained your like F2P ethos?
Yeah. Well, I do it on two accounts. So we draft every day on the free to play account.
Yeah.
And then if we run out of funds,
as one does,
we switch to the paid account where we play on the free to play account like we have more time than money, and we play on the paid account like we have more money than time.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it's two bands. So have you broken those two out in here?
I kept them. Yeah, you can just we can look at only free to play, for example. What I've done, if we want to look at only like a free to play, you can just copy it. And I've suggested, people can. This is not editable, but it's viewable by anybody with a link, and then you can make a copy yourself, and so viewers can do that themselves.
Goof with
but
it.
Here, if we just want to look at my free-to-play results, that's how I like to do it.
F2P is actually almost 1% higher than...
Yeah, which is unusual because ostensibly, well, maybe it's because of the way rank works on Arena is like you build up a rank over the course of a month, and then you get dropped back down. And and when I'm playing on 2 accounts, it's really hard to push either of them up high, which is also why I rate myself, because I'm doing this in a way that makes it difficult to like push high into ranking. So it may be that as a free-to-play player who's not grinding, I keep getting knocked back down to where the competition is a little easier, but I don't know. It's not fully clear.
All right. Okay, so last time we played Magic together, there was a lot of keywords where I could play creatures as enchantments.
Oh yeah, Theros.
And I was like, and it's like as a nub, I got a little bit intimidated, intimidato about that scenario. And also I was playing against you, which is a real thing if anyone's had the opportunity. Whew. Although I see the level of play in the chat is very, very strong. I suspect that they could offer you something akin to challenge. They wouldn't just be food.
Yes, I have. Well, there's a range. What I like about chat is that I think there are players in chat who are better than me. I think there are players in chat who are a lot worse and are here because they're trying to get better, right? Motor City Mama is our Detroit lady who's in here trying to get better, and so that we have chat. A lot of strong players in chat and a lot of people looking to improve. It just creates a great mix of people asking questions, and
it's a good spot.
Yeah.
But Intod Raptor was basically saying that the issue, the Wizards ranking is functionally about engagement.
Yeah.
It's really like the number that they want and the number that they want to encourage the player with is really about how many times are you playing.
Yeah, and it shows the power of the scoreboard. That basically you have this system. There's not much reward for being high ranked. There's some passage into high level play, like you can qualify for the highest levels if you think you're just the best. But I know how good I am, Jerry. I'm not. I am not going to be the guy who's third in the world at drafting and getting into the Pro Tour off of Arena. That's not going to be me.
Right.
So,
God, I would love to see that though.
Oh, I'll take my shots and spike it, but what are you in it for, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're in it you're doing it for the kids. Much it's a punk ethos.
I'm doing it for me too, though, right? Like
I see your spreadsheet. I know.
Yeah, and like part of as I said, one of my motivations for starting this stream is like, well, I love Arena. I'm going to be playing it every day, and I like making Magic content. Why don't we try combining it in this brave new world of streaming that really broke while I was in Wizards and couldn't be streaming? Well,
yeah, but also the MTG Arena client was only truly realized. Around the end there while you were there, so it's like you didn't even have the opportunity to flex on it like this.
Yeah,
I guess you did some.
Yeah, I could have streamed Magic Online, but that was never. It's been really fun.
Yeah, dude. So can I watch you?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I want to watch you grind strangers into a fine powder.
Let's do it. And we can take some AMA. You guys have any questions for Jerry? He can see the chat here and everything. So
I would love to. Don't ask me about keywords.
Also, hold on. I'm going to make a change to the mic setting that should make it a little better for our.
Oh yeah.
Sitch.
You got the blue.
Yeah, I think that should make it sound. It should pick up more of the room. So
create the cone. So what's cool in the new sets, like the sets that are sort of churning through now, like what's novel about, like what am I going to see as somebody who used to play a lot?
Like you were saying, you found Theros intimidating. You may have come into one of the most intimidating places in modern Magic to try and re-enter drafting. It's
because there's planeswalkers everywhere.
Planeswalkers at uncommon. Every booster pack has a planeswalker. And it's radically changing how limited plays in the set. You need to understand what you're going to do about your opponent's planeswalkers and how you're gonna do your own.
Are they like JV planeswalkers?
Some of them, yeah, very much so. It was actually story driven. I think you'd appreciate this. Like that, they had this 7-year story arc.
Oh, it's a War of the Plains.
Culminated in every living planeswalker remaining being pulled to Ravnica,
Highlander scenario,
and getting into a huge battle.
Nice.
And how do you represent a huge battle of every living planeswalker in your card game if you only get 4 planeswalkers a set?
Right. Oh yeah, you can't flex.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're just like, well, we gotta move it down to uncommon, and then they built around that. And the result has been a very fun format, but also one of the more complex formats that we've seen in a while. And also they added their kind of twist on planeswalkers for this format.
Dimensional.
Or just how are planeswalkers different? This is all about planeswalkers. How are they different? Every single one of them has a static ability. This is the first time any planeswalkers ever had one, and now every single planeswalker in the set has one. And the number one mistake everybody's making, including me, all the time still, is forgetting these static abilities that these planeswalkers have.
Is it even feasible to mill yourself out?
Yeah.
And then this happens? You've seen
it happens. Although what you'd want to do, the trouble with going, if you played Jace, and we were going to, it was our first pick today, but it looks like the strategy is to self-mill and try to win that way.
Right.
But actually, because Jace could be removed, what you don't want to do is get
most of the way
there, have Jace go away and then lose. So you'd rather actually just mill them.
Exactly. Basically, it's like buying the very nice coffin online for yourself and then going into debt.
Right.
Hold on. And so Intab is saying that red cards have reach. What does that mean?
Turret Ogre. So Reach is an ability that allows you to block flyers that has typically only ever been on green cards. Not only ever. It's been on red cards in the last 5 years or so, but very lightly.
Like spiders?
Yeah. Spiders are the flavor there, right? They're on the ground but can get up to the sky through their special powers. And I have attacked 1/1 flyers into this guy. And they block and eat it, and it's just like, here, have a free creature, right? And on stream this week, somebody attacked into mine, right? I mean, like this is another thing that people are just not seeing in the set. So yeah, these planeswalker statics can be devastating. Like if we go to, let's see here, let's look at some of the other planeswalkers in War of the Spark to show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this is a whole page of them.
Yeah.
That should tell you.
This is all just one set, but like, I have carefully planned entire turns in my head. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and this. And then it's all gone to hell because my opponent had this static, and suddenly all of my costs are up to, and my whole turn is shot. Worse though is you cast a spell that says scry 4 and then draw 2 cards.
Nice.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
All right. You just do that. And then, but nothing happened, Jerry. You scry 4 and then nothing happened. What happened?
Oh, somebody doesn't allow you to...
Narset was on the battlefield.
And so the way you get rid of these beasts is through some kind of removal.
Yeah, there are certain spells that refer to planeswalkers as targetable, but the primary way is that you attack them with your creatures. So we're gonna, and we have, so our deck.
Oh man, I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, our deck is planeswalker free. And we're not very happy with this.
It's cruelty free?
I don't know if it's cruelty free, but it's planeswalker free. It's a little cruel to us, although we pulled out the first game, although in a weird fashion when our opponent just decided not to block. Vaporkin, don't be rude. That's Vaporkin. He's our you know, the two old guys on the Muppet Show. Like, yeah, that's Vaporkin for us.
That's fine.
We should introduce you though. I want to. This is Jerry Holkins. Some of you may know him as Tycho Brahe. He is a co-creator of the Penny Arcade strip and PAX and Child's Play.
But then, obviously, right now the big thing is Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yes.
So I'm also Omen Drawn, specifically Ominifus Hereward Drawn, and our book, our Acquisitions Incorporated book, just came out yesterday.
Nice. Congrats.
It feels real good. It feels good, man. I'm sure there's a GIF we could use.
Yeah, so you double. Okay.
Wait a second.
That's it. So yes, if you like, if you want to watch some D&D streaming, Jerry's an awesome DM, hilarious. There you go, Vaporkin's being kind.
No. Soy Bars is awesome. Are you involved in the Child's Play remake coming up at all? No, my Child's Play is really more of a charity that allows people to send games and toys to hospitals. There's very, very little homicidal dolls in my version of it.
What's the Child's Play, your Child's Play website?
It's just childsplaycharity.org. That's been around for 15 years, so we've been going pretty hard on that for a while.
That's awesome. I'm so impressed with what Jerry has done as a fellow content creator. I know, as someone who's just like, I love this stuff magic, let's make some content and see what happens, and had some success. Your success story is amazing. You're like, let's make a web strip, right?
Yeah. Also, let's make a web strip, but also we need to come up with a term for what this is.
Right.
When you make comic strips online and then people read them and it doesn't cost anything. Like 20 years ago, I mean, nowadays that's pretty normal.
Yeah, but
20 years ago that was bizarre.
Paved the way, yeah. And but you could have stopped. You could have just.
I should have at many junctures.
I have a successful webcomic. Awesome. I'm gonna rest here. But no, you didn't rest. You just have said, what can I do to change this world for the better? And you're doing it. And
I am curious and lazy. So it's like my optimal scenario is that someone else will do the things that I've had to do, but then no one would do them. So it's like convention or like the charity stuff. Like it would be someone else should do it. I would like that. That would make my day very straightforward.
And you're like, fine, I've got to.
but then I do it with a spirit of resentment. But the funny part is that we're like kitty corner on the block. Like I just walked over here. It took a minute. It's just like a totally normal thing.
Let's see, you moved into the neighborhood like
12.
No.
Yeah, I think it was 12.
No, because I was at Wizards 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was already a Wizards employee when we met. Because I introduced
2012.
Oh, 2012. Sorry. I thought you were saying 12 years. Yeah.
No. And the reason I know Ryan at all is because, I was moving into the neighborhood, and even if you're like an adult and you move into a new place, you don't really know anybody. It's like the first person who came to talk to us was your daughter, Clara, who is still friends, and I'm actually her dungeon master now. So it's pretty wild.
Yes. It's, and babysitter. She's your babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
So Clara is one of the more extroverted people I know. Which is funny because I'm pretty introverted.
Oh no, it's like Ronya. It's like
yeah,
it's
wild. I'm classic Seattle. Like there's new neighbors. Oh, maybe they'll go away. Maybe they want to just pretend we're not home. Clara's like, new neighbors. She's over there. Do they have kids? She's coming back in with reports all day long of the new neighbors, and then I can't remember. Then it was just like, oh, they're gonna come over for a popsicle. It was like, great, all right, fine. I'll meet the damn new neighbors.
Oh, man.
And then you walk up the lot. I'm like,
wait a second.
Now I know you as my friend Jerry.
Yeah.
At the time, I think I must have thought, either, oh my God, it's Tycho Brahe, or that Penny Arcade guy. One of those two things is what I thought of you
to be sure.
When we met.
Here, so hang on a second. So you're saying curve or die? You're saying this is not like your favorite?
No.
deck?
So we can. So you play until you win 7 or lose 3.
Okay.
And we like to define a par for ourselves. And I have too much pride to ever name a par below 3 because I want to go at least 50-50 with like anything.
Well, yeah, I've seen the stats.
Yeah, but we call this a par 3. Like this is we're not happy with this. We kind of got forced into these colors, which is not a great color pair. It's not doing anything particularly powerful or bomby. So we called it curve or die because the way we win is to play something on 2, play something on 3, play something on 4,
and then you're hosed
and get there. And if we don't do that, we might be in trouble. I'm gonna send a quick tweet letting the world know that Jerry is here with us,
on the web.
And then we're gonna go crush fools. All right.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh yeah, Motor City Mama. It was a treat. I came in. They didn't block any of the. Maybe they left. I mean, one hates to think that. Man, I can't wait.
This.
Oh boy.
All of my templates. That.
Manganese Ion is from over at our channel. Do you feel the arena bots play reliably to the real world? So is there solid bot play in?
Well, the bots don't. If you say bots, I assume you mean drafting, and the bots draft solidly, acceptably. It would be much better to have human drafting. We all want it. I find this to be fine. So what you do is you draft against bots and play against humans who have also drafted against bots.
Oh, I see. There's like a bot phase.
Right.
Oh, because it has to be asynchronous in order for the pools to work out, right?
So I worked on the bot system before I left, and our baseline mandate was that we wanted newer players and new to limited players to have a place to draft where there was no clock.
Yeah.
The pick clock is very intimidating to someone who's never drafted before. So we wanted to let you sit there and take a day to pick if you wanted to. So that needed a solution that didn't have other humans waiting on you. Bots were one of the ways to approach that. I designed them to be load bearing to that extent only, though, to the extent of helping new players not be super intimidated, which means you don't need. A lot of mistake people make in AI in software development is making more robust AI than the job calls for.
For sure.
And you don't need robust AI to have a reasonable draft experience for that particular audience. Mm-mm. And I think we kind of nailed that. But the problem is it's static. We like to say that in draft, the draft is self-correcting. Let's say a new set comes out. None of us know anything about it. We all do the best we can early. But then we discover that red is the nuts.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now red's going to be overdrafted. And yes, it might be the nuts. But is it the nuts if 5 people out of 8 are drafting it?
Exactly. Right? Oh, so it's dynamic.
It's dynamic. It's self-correcting.
There's a mesh.
There's a meta. Mm-hmm. There is no meta with bots. The bots are locked in, and they do not adjust to the fact that red
is the nuts.
Red is the nuts. They don't realize that unless you stop and tell them that red is the nuts. And so what we find is that the bots have some obvious holes, some obvious places where they are subpar. But
this creates a decent experience for the new draft.
Right. And it's at least a sub game that everybody is playing. It's not the game we want to be playing, which is draft against humans, but the sub game of can I draft against bots better than you is close enough to real drafting to entertain me. I mean, I haven't been on Magic Online for a while, and I haven't even drafted paper much, and I love drafting, so I'm sitting here accepting bot draft as the way I draft right now.
For sure. Yeah, Raptor, even I know about gates. Even this guy knows about gates. And Rollock, thank you so much for the compliment.
Let me update.
I know that we are both overjoyed to provide comfort for you during the workday.
I'm going to get my dashboard because Double D's is absolutely correct. Jerry Holkins.
Yeah, in fact, when I'm done here at 12, I have to drive over the bridge to do tonight's C-Team game at 4. So it's a big day for me. I start with Ryan. I derive energy, and then I utilize that energy later in the day.
All right. Well, here we are.
So this is just what you have in this draft.
Yep.
You're just doing the best you can.
We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. We made it work. We're 1-0.
So they give you packs as you travel in this sort of like arena environment.
As you win, you win extra boosters and stuff.
Oh, okay. So that's how you're able to escape the pay wheel in this. Is that you're able to do decent in these drafts.
Yep. All right, and so this is going to work out fine. We have a Paradise Druid for our second turn, and since it taps for mana, that's going to accelerate us to
your curve.
Yeah, we'll get to a turn 4 Cyclops if we get another land. There's our other land for that. Paradise Druid has Hexproof, which means they can't kill it before we get to use it. While it's untapped, it has Hexproof, which is a nice feature of a mana dork, because frequently Oppo wants to just kill it before you can make use of it.
Well, that's generally speaking what you do.
Yeah.
So hexproof allows it to be a factor at all.
Right. So here we could Courage and Crisis on Paradise Druid, and Courage and Crisis would put a +1/+1 counter on it, and Proliferate allows you to add a counter to anything that has one, basically. So we could make this a 4/3 attacker, but we'd be investing 2 cards into it, and I just don't think we want to do that
It's
yet.
not her purpose.
Yeah. I am going to attack with her and expose her to possible removal now, but I'm not going to use this. We have Band Together, which is an instant speed. Up to 2 target creatures you control each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature. So if they play a 2 toughness creature here, we can kill it before we untap if we want. But also our removal is pretty precious, so we've got to keep that into account.
There you go. There's the board.
Yeah, so they're choosing to bounce our creature back to hand. Amass is a new mechanic in this set. It's about Nicol Bolas is the big dragon lord. He's red, black, blue. So cards with red, black, and blue have the potential to have amass number. And basically, if you have no army token and you amass, you create an army token with that many number of counters, +1/+1 counters. Or if you do, it just makes the army bigger. So if our opponent was to amass 2 right now, this would become a 3/3.
Oh, but basically it all gets sort of centered on one of these tokens.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we missed out on our turn 4 Cyclops because they
ate up our druid.
They bounced our druid, but they used a card to do that, so it's not the worst.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of better targets for that removal.
Yeah, we'll see what they want to do here. If they have other amass, they may just be trying to get this started and overwhelm us with, or yeah, just trying to protect. So okay, we're gonna remember.
Yeah, the Amina.
Things cost
very
2 more.
expensive.
Jerry, things cost 2 more to cast.
We need a tattoo.
A temporary tattoo.
Yeah.
All right, so given that they cost 2 more to cast, we cannot just do things like the Bond of Passion isn't even cast. We're going to play this, though. We could crunch, and I would like to go after Kasmina. Is this any target?
Can you go target creature?
Any other target. So we can use this eventually to... the trouble with these uncommon planeswalkers is they get their value right away.
Oh yeah, it's instant.
It actually wouldn't if we Bond of Passioned our own Paradise Druid. We could Bond of Passion our own Druid to deal 2. We don't want to, but I'm just saying we could.
Yeah,
because this is about the target their stuff, not our stuff. As it is, I think we just have to accept that Kasmina is going to
live here.
Get her other counter, and we just drop this. But Eduardo wants to use it now to kill a wizard and kill Kasmina.
Rope.
Yeah, we're going to use one of our hourglasses. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, again, because of Kasmina. So yeah, we're just going to chain whip. And Kasmina gets to live. No, we could have bonded, just not in a very effective way. We could have bonded, because you can target your own creature. So we could gain control of our own Paradise Druid, untap it, deal 2, but it's just not a very good use of the spell.
Right.
But then we need to deal damage from the bond, and it also targets. That's true. I guess we'd have to target ourselves. It would have been a terrible play, but it would have been legal.
Yeah, that's what's important.
Technically, could have done the terrible thing. All right, we're gonna take this
to the Face.
Yeah, we can target Oppo, but that's still pretty terrible. All right,
these are the numbers.
So we have 6 mana to spend, but we can't do it. Might have to get Crunch and Courage down now. They've double dismissed us. Yikes. Can't crunch and band because band costs too much. See, nobody can like. It's very difficult.
The deck is called Curve or Die, which makes Kasmina a priority, right?
Yes. However, it's not so dire. Like,
everybody, clip that. Clip Ryan saying it's not so dire.
we can do this, and then I'm going to do. All right, I'm going a little bit
Off the reservation?
off the rails. We're going to make this big.
Madness. Oh, they have a chance for removal here.
This is especially dangerous given that they seem to
I
be.
have learned
Oh,
much.
interesting. That was. Okay. We weren't even going to attack it or anything. Maybe they just were going to do it anyway. So, Time Twist comes back, it resets Kasmina. So, Time Twist basically says, send something away and then bring it back.
Oh.
And since
fresh.
it brings it back fresh, Kasmina gets extra activations. Pretty rough. But I think what I'm looking to do here is set up a turn where we can attack and have band together at instant speed at the ready. It costs 2 more, but 5 mana will get it done. And then if they do double blocks, you can instant speed kill one of the blockers and try and blow them out. So we're going to try and blow them out here. Looks like you got a question there. Ubermensch is curious.
Ubermensch, I'm not actually familiar with that. I mean, I'm so unfamiliar with it that I don't know if it's a book.
Rolled and Told.
A
Yeah, what is that?
Recipe book? A role-playing game? You let me know, and I'll look it up.
Yeah, Chad is noting that Oppo has decided to discard a Rager, which they could have cast, which says be very suspicious
Of their behavior.
But ultimately, yeah, this is getting rough. How do we... This is what we were worried about.
Yeah.
Board is clogging up, and we don't have a lot of powerful effects. Chain Whip Cyclops may be how we get there. Eduardo wants to swing. Yeah, let's start with the swing. But yeah, if they're holding plating, that's my worry, Eduardo, that they can... Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Oh, so it got even worse?
It got worse because we were chatting and let the... Another thing that's happening is I'm playing without my headphones because we got...
Just put one ear on.
Yeah. It's,
like a DJ.
I'll do a DJ style. All right, we'll try that. I think I would have been better there if I had noted that.
Okay, so this is a nightmare scenario. So I came over, I gave you that first win.
Yeah, you gave us the first win, so you're worth it. Don't worry about it. But now I'm getting the punt count
So,
appropriately tagged. I'm also not worrying too much, guys. I'm happy to have Jerry here. We're gonna have some fun. Maybe we'll do a little extra punting today, but no big deal. Do we want to use band together before we untap? That's another thing we could consider, especially if they play something significant here. Electromancer, what's that going to do? We got 1, 2, 3. Well, they got to go for the crunch. That's going to hurt. But we can't do anything about it. So, ouch. I will go ahead and use the band together now, though.
yeah.
So we're going to take these two and, yeah, take it out. All right. Let's bear down, see if we can find a win some way, somehow. It's going to involve rebuilding our board. I'm just going to drop the Manticore here and start building sideways.
Yeah, Ubermensch, I will look that up. Is it by Jim Zub? Now he's got this increasingly evil bird.
Yeah, that bird is no joke, although the Turret Ogre has reach.
Yeah,
you can at least threaten
learn
it.
him.
It is now the problem. I mean, we're kind of stable. Like, Kasmina's gone nuts and has provided all this value, but you want to attack with the Manticore. Why are we attacking with the Manticore? To just give them, allow them to trade 2 of their dudes for 1 of ours? I kind of want to wait until we're attacking in force with a lot of stuff. I mean, we'll unclog the board when I think when we're there. There's more to do it with, I think, is my idea.
Yeah.
We're at 11. That's why we're going to play a Turret Ogre and block the thing that can attack us. Yeah, we're just in stabilized, trying to turn. This is where I live in draft. This is just like how. This is where I always end up. Not always. Sometimes you curve out, but most of my decks are trying to do this. This one isn't, but here we are. Yeah, Oppo might forget the reach, or just decide to trade.
It would die on reach attack, right?
Yeah, they would trade. It would.
Yeah,
Ogre
3-4-4-3.
And note the blinking that you see.
That's
their rollover. That's their cursor. And so I'm very conscious of where I roll over. Like, especially because as a
what's poker?
Right. Well, and it's also like I'm kind of like a teacher with a pointer. You know, I want to do a laser pointer, but I also don't want the oppo to know what we're talking about.
Oh, you're definitely getting stream sniped by Malenki Malchik. I mean, that's happening.
I think we're just getting sniped. I don't think there's any stream about it. Let's see. Oh yeah, the record is 1-0, not 0-0. I'll change that. It's certainly going to be. Seems like it's going to be 1-1 soon enough. Oh. All right. I didn't realize they attacked out. We were losing that game. I don't even care. You can punt that if you want, but that game was all but over.
What's the euphemism when they say punt?
What is it about?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slight misappropriation of an American football term.
Okay.
Because in American football, you have 4 downs to make it 10 yards.
Oh, I know this part.
I know you do, but not everybody does. We have European friends who don't give a crap about that stupid thing. So in American football, on 3rd down, often the team decides to punt instead of go for it, because if you fail, you give the ball to your opponent right there on the spot. If you punt, you give it to your opponent, but you send them back much farther.
Gotcha.
So it's a safety play. That's what it means in football. What it's come to mean in Magic streaming is you made a mistake.
Oh, okay. It's a euphemism.
It's just that you screwed up.
Right. But my ardor for this pack has only grown. We have to have it. We must have it.
Well, this one we have one. See, this is the second pack.
We've already earned that.
We've already earned it. So the way it works in here is you get 1 pack and a 22% chance at a bonus. 24, so you get this chance at a bonus pack that goes up as you win more, and then if you get to 7 wins, you just get the straight 2 packs.
You just get 2 packs. Thank you, generic guy 2G.
All right, you gotta focus in better.
Oh,
you're not gonna get any punts on me this time, chat.
There's an unforced error aspect to it too.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Unforced error is a great, to get into more of a tennis term. Very good. All right, this can do the curve out. So we got 3 2-drops. This is a sign. This is emblematic of the weakness of our deck. In fact, I made it our box art because it's just
the Goblin Assailant. It's a 2 mana
2/2. It's got some flavor text on it. What he lacks in patience, intelligence, empathy, lucidity, hygiene, ability to follow orders, self-regard, and discernible skills, he makes up for in sheer chaotic violence.
But I would argue that even that's not true.
Yeah, exactly. Still, it may be our pick here. We have 1 power, 1 power, and 2 power, so we're going to start with our 2 power.
Yeah, after all the insults, the Goblin Assailant is still here.
It's still the correct pick. Band together, not playable on this turn. So Rager versus Prophet is interesting. Rager I tend to play later because its power is in its ability to pump, which you tend to want to do once you've used up all, you've done all of your spell casting. However, a Rager here would allow for a pump plus a Prophet next turn. But we probably just want to Bloom Hulk next turn, even though it's not going to proliferate anything. So let's just go ahead and play Burning Prophet here.
And band together will goose the Burning Prophet.
Yeah, this will trigger, make it a 2-power and give us a scry. That land is good to see. No attacks here, though, unfortunately. But we're just going to play Bloom Hulk, because we do get to curve out fairly nicely with a 4 here. Next turn we get Rager plus Band Together. Yeah, too early to kill that, at least, especially when we could be curving out here. I'm going to just play the Hulk.
I like this, having 3 creatures on the board thing.
Yeah, that works, you know.
Feels great.
And we'll see what they do here. Hopefully... If they wheel spin a little bit, then we have a great attack next turn with the Band Together. If they play something else with 3 toughness, then we don't necessarily have great attacks, but we'll see.
Ubermensch, absolutely. I actually got my start in 1995 or whatever. And we started the site in 1998. Having a job that existed on the internet, let alone streaming or anything like that, none of that was
I know, right?
even remotely possible. But no one had the bandwidth. Yeah, I actually got my start in IT, and then I did Penny Arcade while I was working IT for Spokane Public Schools.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I
didn't know that.
I had a World War II trench. I had a lot of buttons on it that said reading is important. I tried to be a good, indication of an aspirational value for today's youth. But yes, before that, dishwashing, all the typical stuff a young person has to do in order to afford their Magic cards.
Yep.
I would take my tips right across the street, buy Magic cards from Dragon's Den.
Dragon's Den, no.
Dragon's Den.
Card Kingdom.
Oh, back then there was no such thing.
Of course. To answer Vaporkin's question, I've heard that it's called football because the ball is a foot long. But it's never made much sense to me. Thank you for the sub, Phil Fister. We're going to go ahead and Jaya's greeting the Reaper and not even wait till blocks or anything. Just want to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And we'll absolutely keep that on top, even though we're... well, do we want it on top? Because we're not casting next turn, because I'm casting the Rager. Actually, we don't. We do. I'm going to keep it. It's worth keeping. Oh, darn it. I used a timeout. I was trying to avoid using a time. We didn't, have our turn pass or anything, but I lost an hourglass
So this
there.
is a free attack, right?
But yeah, we get a nice... It's basically like, unfortunately, they didn't toll the invasion, but that was enough wheel spinning that they didn't get another high toughness creature down, which enabled a big attack here.
Nice.
I decided not to bottom it because it does make an amass token. It doesn't do nothing.
Uber, I would say that I work way more now than I used to. I'm also the president of Penny Arcade now, so I have a lot of more traditional business type tasks I have to accomplish in addition to writing the strip and running the game and making the D&D books. I have job stuff that I have to do. Luckily, people have supported us for a while, and a lot of the work that I get to do is really just a form of communion anyway, so it's fine. Ostensibly, I'm working now, but I'm actually just hanging out with my friend Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But it is true that when you... success comes with it a lot of jobs that you didn't want to sign up for, but kind of just end up with.
Yeah. But a big part of my job is making sure that the people who work at Penny Arcade have what they need to do good work, and that's a very, very satisfying type of labor.
All right, we're gonna sink our mana into Rager this turn and attack with everything. And Vaporkin and Stratic, settle down, boys. Be nice. somewhat of a bluff attack with the Burning Prophet, but I just don't believe, because they could put Eternal plus 1/1 token on the Burning Prophet, and we would trade a Prophet for a token, which is not great. But I didn't think they would do that, and they're not doing that. This is a little surprising that they're in chump mode. I'm suspicious. They could have aid. There's a thing that gives attackers +2/+0 and indestructible, so we may be facing that. But so be it. Let's see.
Oh yeah, over on the
Yeah, it could be twist.
on the twist. Yeah,
Hope it's twist.
There's some untapped juice there.
Yeah, twist is fine. They're just resetting, but they'll have a 3/3 instead.
They come back a little
Yeah,
extra sauce.
comes back a little bigger. But ultimately, I think our position is dependent on their play here and what they manage here.
Let's see.
Double D's asks,
Oh yeah, for sure.
what do you think is a simple trick a DM can add to their home game?
Stratic, I think that you're making a great case here. What is a God Eternal?
I almost mentioned this card as like our worst case scenario. So what it is our worst case scenario.
I don't want them to enter.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they have just enough mana for the worst case scenario. I wonder. Oh,
And then a big amass on their zomboids. So, and there's a heal in it too?
yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, pretty rough.
Yeah, no joke, Mama. For sure.
That's all right. So this is where we look for outs, right? So we have the army on the ground isn't actually a major problem. We have Rager to block and trade with this. We need to double pump to make that happen, but not a problem, ostensibly. This is actually a bigger problem for us right now. We don't have much in the way of flyer defense, so we're going to get pecked away by this flyer for quite a while, until not quite a while, for exactly 5 times, unless we do something about it. So let's see what we can find. And we're gonna not take more land. All right, we'll put it somewhere. So New Horizons doesn't do much for us right now except for throw a counter somewhere. So now we got to figure out where the counter makes the most sense. We really want to attack through that Avian Eternal. If we throw the counter on the Prophet can attack, or the Assailant can attack. I guess Prophet just gets to attack really nicely if we do that. So let's do that.
That's horrifying. I'm still reeling from that. From the God Eternals.
The God Eternal entering.
Interesting. Yeah. He'd much rather peck you all the time than defend with his fire.
Yeah, we could have put it on the Assailant and attacked with 2 3/3s, but I like having this now being set at 2/4.
Yeah.
But I like your thinking, Q-Tasky, but I'm happy with our decision there. Here, we're just going to take it.
It was the weirdest thing learning how to play Magic with you is that, I mean, I jealously guard life, and that's a great way to lose.
Yeah, I wrote the tips, the loading screen tips, and one of the classics that's true is that life total is a resource. Don't be afraid to use it.
It's correct. I mean, that's correct, but this is getting gross.
Yeah, it's getting gross. This is a big dude, but we'll throw down a Masticore. I keep calling this a Masticore because
Masticore would be a chewer. Like...
Yeah, well, there is a Masticore in Magic. That's the thing. So,
so somebody likes a pun. Interesting. You don't want to do any attacks because you need bodies to throw in front of this monk.
Yeah, we don't have We could have, like, threatened with the Rager first or something, but... we're still gonna win this. You'll see. We're fine. We're good. This is gonna be great. I think we do have to send in the Rager, though. Start with sending in Ragers as the bluff. We're not dead. Come on, Stratic. We're only mostly dead. Miracle Max.
Oh, Raptor says there's 4 different Masticores over the life of the game.
Vaporkin, this one, why do we play this? Well, we can go look, and you can tell me what you'd want to play it instead, but it's a curve-based... It's a curve-based consideration. We have New Horizons that we want to get counters onto, and generally just want to try and curve out with the deck. We do not have another Jaya's Greeting. We have a Heartfire, we have a Band Together, we have a Bond of Passion, we have a Forced Landing. Those are the types of things we have. Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely pump up here. Sorry, I was just answering the question. It's not even really a choice. We gotta make this trade. Oh, what did we mill?
That just had to happen.
Yeah. That was fine for us.
Yeah.
And if they attack with the Eternal, we may have good crackbacks. And if they attack with the 5/5, we can trade off the Manticore. Alright, that's a bold attack.
It is. It's pretty zesty, huh?
Well, that helps explain it. You get rid of that. Of course, the land is pretty useless for us. We're not dead, though. But we don't have attacks into that, so we go ahead and play the Hulk. And we'll sandbag the land and pretend it's something. This is something I don't do too much, but I'll show... It's not worth doing all the time, but if you want to represent that you have something on a board like this, and auto pass is passing and taking away your autonomy, you need to hit control. You can tap control to enter full control. If you tap it once, it does it for the next action. If you do hold and shift, it keeps it on.
Yeah.
But we're going to start using full control on Oppo's turn, so that when they take an action, it'll pause for us.
Yeah.
And I just want him to at least think right now that something is in our hand here.
Yeah, that there's a pause. It's a mind game.
Yeah, it's a mind game thing. And honestly, most people aren't paying attention, but for those that are, it can actually impact how they play.
So
yeah, we're dead.
So now he flies this bird into your...
Yeah, now we're just dead. But...
Yucky. Yeah, so curve or die. Obviously, I'm emitting
sometimes
waves.
Sometimes curve and die.
Yeah, both curve and die. There's a change opportunity there. Oh, but Double D's one of my favorite conceits in a campaign, like a simple, fun thing to add to an existing game, is a rival adventuring party themed after a band.
Oh, nice! What is one you have? What is a band that has met?
Easy. It's a very, very easy one. Yeah, there's definitely been
bands
based on Nine Inch Nails and Aerosmith for sure. Just bands that have ridiculous presence. You can just build a party based around them.
So here's our deck, and Vaporkin was insisting that there's got to be something better for us than this assailant.
In red, down at the tier?
In red-green. And the answer is really... we could splash. I mean, I can show everything. We have Guild Globes, so a radical change to the deck would be to put in 2 Guild Globes and try and actually splash something. But what are we splashing that we're happy to do all that bending over with, you know?
Yeah, and the truth is that 2 damage is two of the only damage that got through early game. It's nice to have them. They have to react to it. It's not your favorite, right? It's definitely an intern.
Can you splash 3U Jace? Not realistically. Especially like if the Guild Globes said sacrifice Guild Globe, add 2 mana of any colors.
Yeah.
Any combination of colors, then yes, then we could do it. We could play a couple of islands, and then 2 globes, and a New Horizons would equal Jace. But with the globes only getting you 1 to the 3 that you need, nah, you can't do it. Vaporkin wants this was like our final cut, I think, Vaporkin. But we decided we needed low drops better. That was our final cut, is taking out the assault team. I don't necessarily think this looks better, though, is the thing.
Oh, Mace, it is definitely...
You want to try this, Vaporkin? We can try this.
At penarcade.com. Yeah, you should... you want to try that twist? Throw the other guy in there?
Sure.
I mean, we'll know. We'll know right away. There's only 1 game left on your par, right?
Right. Yeah, it's no big deal. We're not happy with this deck anyway. I'm happy to change it up a little bit and try.
Is there a possibility of me being able to see like
we can do that too.
Draft?
Oh yeah, we'll draft again here. Here because we're totally gonna lose. I like that. Actually, let's forget the New Horizons plan, but put the assailant back in and just up our creature count in general. The reason we do have 2 Bloom Hulks though, which is why we were running the no splash Horizons, that it puts a counter out.
Yeah.
But let's try this.
I'd love to see that whole arc. See, and now we're the underdogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Scrappy Rebels.
That's us. Scrappy, exhausted.
Hey, this is the curve we wanted.
Look at this, guys. You have a Crunch, and then you got the Crunch Wrangler.
Yeah, this is the combo. You're not kidding. I mean, look at they were made to pair. They were absolutely designed to go 2-3.
Oh, jeez, that's great. So do you want to wait? You want to wait and play them when you can get them both on the board without them being picked off?
No, you just got to go for it. The strength of this combo is that by curving a Wrangler into a Crunch, you have an attacking 3/2 on turn 3 into a brutal attack on 4, and you just got to hope that works. You can't like wait. What's Fiddles' point? Let me go see Fiddles' good point. Ready for the next draft?
Yeah.
Oh no, Ubermensch has a good point. Fiddle says Ubermensch has a good point.
Remember the 7-2. So did you actually have like a 2-loss?
Oh, I started 0-2 and finished 7-2.
Wow.
Yeah, we did an 0-2 to 7-2. And we get the Crunch, but we don't get the attack with the Wrangler because I don't want to trade it with the Grizzly when we have Courage and Crisis. So we're going to say no attack and not even offer that. But next turn, Courage and Crisis on Crunch. If they tap out, we should have a very good turn next turn. Might band together instead. We'll see. Although we don't really need to. Yeah, I'm going to Courage and Crisis on the Crunch. Let's see, if we do that, how would they block? We make this a 5-4, and then it becomes a 6-5, and then this becomes a 4-3. So we attack with a 6-5 and a 4-3. They might put the Grizzly and the Mowu on double block on the big dude. That would be okay. And Grizzly cannot block Wrangler successfully. They might trade Wrangler for Mowu, and that would be okay as well. If Mowu grows even to 7-7, if they don't, if we assume they're not going to trade off Mowu here, even if they make it to a 7-7, Ban gets it next turn. So we're going to follow through on this attack.
And just You've calculated out the different scenarios, and you're happy with any of the
because Chad is a little worried that Mowu is going to get big ass on us. Because when you put Mowu, if they do the courage that we just did, becomes a 7/7.
Oh! It gets right? double the value.
Yeah, but band together takes out a 7/7, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. But they just took it to the Face.
Yeah, if they wanted to trade Mowu for Wrangler, then we just follow up pretty soon after with Manticore, and I'm pretty okay with that as well. And then this sits back as a 6/5 defender. I just didn't feel like they would trade off Mowu. Everybody who's playing Mowu is trying to get busted with it, you know?
Yeah. They're trying to get yoked.
Yeah.
They put that Mowu in the gym.
Somebody called the stealth mission. There you go. And now this is pretty straightforward for us. We could do something like Blind Blast to just make Mowu not be able to block or whatever, but we'll save that for our finishing move next turn. This is our a big turn here. Yeah, no attack because we're threatening 10. They're afraid.
Yeah, they're hosed. These are dark tidings.
Yeah, that's true. It does it. I forgot vigilance too. Apparently.
Tell me about it. Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was an oppo punt to not attack.
Yeah,
and clearly, maybe I would have done the same thing.
2 victories. Succulent.
Neither player reads the cards, but we had the better board, so we win.
2 wins. God, this is it. I can feel it in my bones.
You want 7? Are we getting to 7 off of this
we're
pile?
going the entire. We're getting there.
Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years.
See, this is a reference I can appreciate.
Oh, I got to show you some of my memes.
LL Cool J.
You know that Oliver makes my memes.
You have a custom meme.
You gotta throw on the. I gotta show you some memes now. So you gotta look over here.
Yeah.
So there's a card called Burglar Rat.
Yeah.
And it always made me think of this Public Enemy snippet, so I told Oliver about it, and he made me a meme to play whenever Burglar Rat got played, and that's this.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Yes, I have a son also.
And that is now the kind of the official theme of our whole, you can see that my subs all have rat emotes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. All right, so does this works? You got to get like the robust arc here.
Yeah, I would not call it robust, but it's certainly a keep. We have 4 spells, 3 lands, both of our colors, and a lot to do early, so you can't really ask for much more than that from an opening hand of Magic. It has our weak assailant, but it is supporting the curve out, so let's go for it.
I'd be overjoyed to have a 2/2 creature.
The ones... I think it's the 3-month badge. If you the idea is the 1 or 2 month sub rat is not yet a burglar.
I was just gonna say, it's a young rat.
It has no bandana, no facial mask, and then when you get to your 3-month badge, the burgling begins.
That's right, the career.
We're just going to offer up our assailant for their Wrangler. I doubt they take it.
Oh, no,
they're probably
right?
trying to make their
Wrangler
Wrangler big.
a crunch.
Right, they want to wrangle crunches, but when they get to throw down a profit, which if they don't wrangle a crunch, successfully blocks the Wrangler, so that's good.
But tamps him. Oh yeah, just put it in his way. Dude, get ready. What? That's not even a red.
Hey Norbert, glad you could make it this time.
Can he even play? I guess that's not even a red mana, is it?
No. So they this doesn't need a crunch specifically. It just needs a creature with 4 power.
It's just nice.
Yeah. Well, now they can attack.
There's some flavor there.
But that's all right. We're gonna. Wish we had a better thing to do on 4 than Courage and Crisis. Thank you for that sub, Hugh. Appreciate that. Yeah, the rat burglars are sub.
Oh yeah, is it materialized?
Yeah, he appears whenever I get a sub as well. So I think I don't. The trouble with using Courage and Crisis now is that it's a lot like throwing an aura on a creature on turn 4. You're just really risking a 2-for-1.
Oh yeah.
But also, like, what are we doing here? We don't have the land to guarantee curving out into these. We could save for a Heartfire, but I think Heartfire to the face after getting aggro here and just trying to get there on aggro makes some sense to me. So I'm going to make a 3/5 and attack, even though this is pretty high risk. It's higher risk than I want. Also, green-black doesn't produce a lot of flyers, so I'm going to put Force Landing on the bottom. It's a pretty strong smack.
It is.
And if we can get a land and the Chain Whip down, it might be enough.
Windraven, I mean, obviously we like the enthusiasm. That's the key.
You must!
Encourage Melee to get this cry!
So Evolution Sage is one of the killer uncommons in this format. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. So being able to proliferate every single turn, basically, is pretty powerful. Well, that's a nice draw. It's a very good draw.
Timely.
Because we're going to band together that Wrangler. Well, yeah, I guess we band together the Wrangler and ignore the Sage.
And I thought Killer Bees was from the Arabian Nights expansion.
Where was... maybe the Dark? I don't want to attack first because I don't want them to be able to put a block on the assailant. It worked.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is the... There's a montage here where you're, like, punching things and riding a bike. In the montage, I want to be the one that's, like, castigating you. I don't want to actually do any...
Your sidecar.
Physical labor. You know what I mean? That's not what I want to be a part of.
All right, record. Hey, we made it to par, folks. So now I'm not going to be too disappointed whatever happens from here.
It happened.
We got to par.
We wasted another perfectly good hour listening to Par Talk.
Yeah, I wonder how many wins I get because I spend too much time talking. Because I'm like chatting
just
away,
freaking
and
out.
Appa's like, you know what? Fine, I'm out.
They're just losing. It's like, what's he doing? What's he doing?
Mama wants you here every day. Jerry's a busy man. I doubt we'll get him here every day, but you're welcome any Wednesday you want to stop by, man.
That's the way it works on Wednesdays now. Is I sort of do my post at home, and then I sort of roll in the afternoon. I get a Subway Club, obviously with bacon. I get it on the whole week because I'm watching my figure.
I'm going to adjust our lighting. I think our lighting can be a little bit better.
Oh, yeah. I this is just how I look. Like,
well,
you can change the light all you want. I appreciate that, but
I could look a lot prettier.
well, no, that may be true. You have a higher ceiling for masculine quality.
I think this will be a little better. Let's see if
Just like this is a little more. For me, this is a little more grub-like. You can see a lot of the inner workings.
All right, we got a kind of a curve. We could use a 3, but we're going to keep this.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I might have an opportunity to see Stratic's assault team.
Yeah. I think Vaporkin was the proponent of...
Stratic to support.
Yeah, Stratic was on board.
Swampler. I mean, I'm glad someone caught it. I had some kind of bee. I mean, I remember when Arabian Nights came out. It was that's what the second set was called, right?
Arabian Nights was the second set, yeah. And Killer Bees, I think, was Legends, though, which is the third set.
There's some kind of bee in there, though.
In Arabian Nights?
Yeah, I thought there was some kind of bee.
Subtype B. Oh no.
Not Beeble.
Not Beeble. B. Oh no, it would be insect. Let's go put it in the name. B.
I must have just made it up.
I think you're making it up. Nope. No bees in the Arabian
Yeah,
Nights.
so you play this game. That's what you should do.
All right, I'll play this game. That seems fair. Rager on Rager action. Do we offer the trade here? Yeah, because we don't have anything else to do with this mana. I'm going to send it in, offer the trade, and pump if they don't accept.
Yum.
Yeah, it was in Legends. I think you, but this is right around that
I
time.
was just gonna say, I'm trying to remember. I had some specific card that I'd gotten out of Arabian Nights that like is a big deal now, but I don't remember what it was. I'll look it up and figure it out.
I'm sure we got a lot of viewers here who joined us because they saw that you were going to be on. So to introduce myself to Jerry's folks, I'm Ryan Spain. I'm a Jerry's neighbor, and I happen to have spent about 7 years at Wizards of the Coast after I co-founded the Limited Resources podcast and spent some time in R&D and worked on this very game that we're playing. And now that I'm not there, I sit around playing Magic in my basement.
At home.
Because I'm living the dream, man.
But also you have a lot of lunch boxes, and you draw power from.
Yes. All right, well, with Oppo tapped out, we're going to go ahead and assault team and haste it up. I'm happy to be able to connect with a hasty 4-power creature when presented the possibility.
Oh, yeah.
They're showing 3 mana. I'm not
Yeah.
actually counting on it, but if they kill the assault team, we get to pump the Rager at least.
True.
And there was a pause, but they have a pump spell. You know, I was talking about how if there's a pause, it means they might have something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an onboard reason to pause, so we don't know anything about their hand from that
Right.
pause.
We can't interpret it.
No, but this looks...
There's a highlight. Does 4 damage.
Yeah, so we knew that might happen. Now we get Bloom Hulk actually making the Rager bigger, so this is all good.
Thanks, Elith. Let me peek through there again. It'll be easy enough for me to find. I mean, of course.
Yeah, do you still have cards?
Well, all the cards. You'll be terrified to learn that I just kept all of my Magic cards at that time in a Tupperware juice container, and I would shuffle them by going like this. Also, I didn't know that there was a limitation on how many cards you could have in your deck, so I would just stack a card as my deck.
Oh, that was legal. You can there's a minimum.
Oh, minimum.
You can
okay.
go maximum. Oh yeah, of course, the classic all of my red and green cards deck.
Yeah,
know?
getting honey.
All right, so we're gonna attack with the Rager and then play Chain Whip Cyclops. Wonder if they've got something else here. It could be another Divine Arrow or whatever. Yeah, looking like another Divine Arrow. All right.
Man,
Yeah.
that's rude. I feel like that's a good card.
It is a reasonable card. It's it's fine. It does force you to leave up mana, and if your opponent doesn't play into it, you can get mana stranded. And it has the problem. Just to talk strategy a little bit with removal and what makes removal good or not. It's good. It's definitely playable. You're happy to run this, but one of its drawbacks is that
it's a damage limited.
Well, aggressive white decks, of which there are a lot.
Yeah.
Ideally, their removal clears a blocker out of the way so you can damage their face.
Oh.
This one says, successfully block my creature, and then I'll kill you. And it's ideally, you clear it out without letting them block.
Oh,
that being said, you still play it.
That new polarity is good, though. Yeah. I get the distinction.
We're just going to curve out to the best of our ability. Maybe Cyclops gets there, you know?
Yeah.
They're stuck on 3, so maybe our win vector here is Oppo just getting stuck.
Or getting exhausted.
I could activate an attack or band together, but I like Hulk here because we play Hulk, and then next turn we get activate Cyclops with band together up and ready.
Oh, yeah. And you just gut them?
Ryan, do you have a most prized possession card? My most prized possession card is the test print, the internal testing card of what would eventually go on to become Chromanticore, the first card that I ever designed that saw print. So I have the playtest copy of my first designed card. That's my most sentimental card that I own because it's unique in that way.
Yeah.
In terms of not unique, like my favorite card in my collection is my Alpha Birds of Paradise. I have an Alpha Birds of Paradise.
Good crop.
Alpha Birds is particularly cool because there's a typo. It has a / instead of a carriage return. So, if we look at Alpha Birds, see flying / here. I'll show the stream what I'm talking about.
Messed up. What a treat.
The original Birds of Paradise, instead of flying carriage return tap, it said flying / and that's on all of them. So it's not like a rare misprint or whatever. But I just love that about it.
Right. So this is the easiest. Oh, so
easy, no block.
Yeah, you just let that come in. Blocking is just an opportunity for him to shoot you with an arrow or something, right?
Ranger Elm says if he blocked to trade, you could have banded. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do next turn, though, with 2 creatures and an activation of Chain Whip. So we're gonna be in great shape for attacking next turn.
Don't care about that at all, right? Like Ryan Spain doesn't care about 2 damage unless he only has 2 damage left.
Whatever, no problem. Well, we got a Raging Crunch that we could add to the battlefield instead, but I like Chain Whip saying that, well, actually we can just kill the Populace, and then we don't even need to activate. Yeah, I'm just going to kill the Populace.
Ubermensch, that may be a term a term of art I'm not familiar with. Were my cards picked? They might have been.
Were your cards picked? What card? Picked in what context? Yeah, I don't understand
but
that.
Don't worry, he'll let us know.
Okay, so I'm not gonna we don't need to. I'm just gonna play the crunch. They can chump with the army if they want. That's fine.
Yeah, I enjoy an artisanal pickled card. Oh no, not a pickling jar. There was a it was like a Tupperware juice container, like a yellow plastic container that had it sort of looked like the Flatiron Building. It's like wider on one side. It was like a Tupperware pitcher essentially, and all the cards were just in there. There's no web in unless you're hardwired. At least I don't have any web down here. I don't have any internet.
You should
You invite a person into your home.
Get to your. Here, I'm gonna write down a number for you. This should change your life for the better.
It's a special number. You'll see.
It's funny. Our Wi-Fi password is our old, now defunct landline number.
Smooth. And nobody even knows what that is. So
all right, back to this game here. So we got our Cyclops deader than dead, but we can swing away here, see what they want to do. Yeah, they might just not block here, in which case we win. So let's give them a chance to just let us win.
okay.
Here we're gonna go. Like this. Maybe we... Yeah, I guess we have to save Heartfire. Unfortunately, it leaves us with no attackers. Oh, sorry. Let's get back to Battlefield. That was my intent. Thank you. Hey, Oni, that is Jerry next to me. I can save. We could sack the Kronch to kill the Angel. That was like one of the original ideas. I think that's worth it.
Just get out of here.
I think I'm going to do this. I think this is correct.
Oh yeah, get bored and have a 4/3 at the end of it.
Well, the trouble is we have a 4/4 and they have 3 cards, which is not great. But I did not like them just being at, like, okay, yes, they're at 7.
Yeah.
But we have a creature we can't attack with. And now we can just keep attacking. So yeah, it's working out in the sense that Oppo is still pretty far up against it here.
I'm just looking at the cards from the Arabian Nights.
You're trying to figure out
just to see
your
if it
past.
was. It might be that
What's in your head?
It might be that I like purchased a couple packs from a couple different sets back then because it wasn't a big deal. Look,
It's a big deal now.
it is.
Turned out it became a big deal.
Oh, believe me, I'm aware. Feel bad for having abused my cards, so.
Alright, well, we're just gonna attack with the Hulk again. If they want to chump, okay. If they don't, okay. We're gonna end up with a Manticore. Alright. Now we are in very, very good shape here with 10 total power on board and a band together. So, I guess they need to come up with something quite impressive.
But I had like the Curd Ape, and I was like, what, are you telling me that if I play this red card, it gets a bonus if I have green mana? What are you talking about?
Well, if they don't have... it seems like they have something, so I'm not expecting that we just win. It kind of makes me want to...
Flex on them?
Well, we can't cast both of these, so do we want to attack with Band Together up, or do we want to play the Hulk and attack with this as a 3/3? I think we attack with Band Together up and make them make the first move. I can cast both? Oh, how? 5? Oh, sorry, I miscounted my mana. Okay, well then I should have played the Hulk, but we'll still do this attack. It's the visual. I didn't look at the 5. I looked at the fact that I had 4 lands stacked there.
I think this still might go your way. I mean, although he's got a lot of mana up.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing here.
A weird amount of mana.
Choose a creature or player. All damage we don't. Okay, so now let's just band together that, and then we win.
Maybe. You can get more stuff. Or no stuff.
Boom, boom,
What is going on with this run?
Just win seems fine.
Yeah, win, win, win no matter what.
Yeah, I don't know if you can call that... it's a little punt. I certainly would have played that ahead and made a 3/3. And it depends on where your line on punt is. It was a mistake.
Let me look at the art for Killer Bees.
I bet it's going to snap and be like, oh yeah, that's the one.
I definitely recognize that card. But I recognize so many of these. God, I spent so much money on Magic cards. $250 a pack? How could you not?
Right. I feel like I was going to do something before I jumped into the queue again. What was making me pause last time? I can't remember. Oh well. I mean, heck, we get 5 wins, and I'm just straight up happy with, like,
Gravy.
Gravy.
Yeah, but dude, are we gonna be able to manage?
Oh yeah, packs. Good idea, Motor City Mama. I forgot we have. Since I'm sponsored by Wizards of the Coast this
They
week.
give you pack codes?
Yes, I have pack codes to give away,
man.
but I gotta go find them. Where did I?
That's
let's see.
succulent. Only 2 lands?
You got to decide how we're going to distribute them. How are people going to earn these pack codes?
How have you scourged them in the past?
We've
your favor?
thrown them out there and let people just go for it, but we can do something better than that if you come up here. But I'll start with that. We'll just start with that. Here's a pack code. Have fun. Go.
So cool. Do you ever use?
Thank you, Wizards.
Do you ever use the pack codes
For myself? No.
in the night, like late? Like
They gave me 30 packs of every set. It would be a little bit greedy to then further pile on when I could be sharing it with the sharing the wealth. Nice, Alec. Okay, so we do have an assailant. If we get any land, we get a crunch. I mean, we literally have a curve out here of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Literal 2 through 6 curve out. This is the problem, though, right?
Yeah, but
I think we got to keep it.
you're looking for 1 land in 3 turns.
Yeah. Best MTG poem song. Oh, I got something to show you guys on that.
Oh.
I wrote the best MTG poem,
Yeah. So
actually.
take that. Yeah, I think that we're not asking for a lot if we ask for an MTG couplet. Perhaps based on this legendary run we're currently having.
Bruce thinks I'm being humble, but I'm going to show you this poem, and then I want you to tell me if you can earnestly look me in the eye and say that it's not the best Magic poem ever made after you see it, then I'll just have to accept your opinion. But I'm trying to be honest, not boastful.
Well, no, we'll obviously, as a poet myself, we will assess this, with the care that it deserves. You're out here trying to wrangle a crunch. You do get your mountain.
We're the one that's wrangling raging crunches. We will offer this trade, though, and I'm going to offer it before they know that we have the crunch, because that might make him take it, and I don't want him to, actually.
Yeah, so he read your tooltip. He's like, hey, health is just a resource.
There you go. All right, land, and we should be in good shape. If we just peel nothing but land here, I feel like we'll be in a good spot.
Inert, I'm overjoyed to be of service in any way I can. I watch this stream myself when I'm doing my posts Wednesday morning. I'm actually a big fan. So when we were walking our dogs, I essentially asked if I could come on the stream. It's not even like an invitation in the classic sense.
We did not get a land, but we're going to play this druid. It's kind of like a land.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It's green.
And we can't do that without doing that, so we're not attacking. I have not looked at a single M20 card, so I have no thoughts, 1E page, and it's really annoying to at least one of our viewers. But we will talk cards at some point. Talk M20 at some point.
Lord.
All right.
Got a land.
We did get the land,
good.
and we have the druid, so we can skip the ogre and just go into chain whip. What does that do for us? I think we're just out here trying to build out sideways more than them and get there long term with the Cyclops.
Well, and he's gutted mana wise,
Yeah.
so it can arrive.
That.
You don't want any of this, right?
No. Yeah, this is like we're just classic.
It's a franchise.
red green mirror. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like staring at each other with 4 power creatures, and then if we draw a land, we're going to cast that. It's like the difference is they got their Wrangler and we didn't, so they're getting bigger and bigger. Hey,
The wrong lure.
a little late to the party here, but we will not turn you down. We'll put out our own Wrangler and pass. We have Heartfire up, and then from here we start making our own
Inroads.
crunch improvements, Wrangler improvements.
Yeah, exactly. This is the season for it.
We can consider Heartfiring their Wrangler if they do something else to pump it right here, but right now we still have 1-for-1 trades creature-wise with it. There's no need to rush our Heartfire out yet. And if we do that, then I guess we toss the assailant. Yeah, so now we got a Heartfire in response, definitely, because this is going to get bigger.
Well, yeah.
And we will take out that... See, who didn't like the assailant? Look at how good the assailant is. It's totally hurling itself at a Wrangler.
With true vigor.
And gotta snap off a block there if we can. Honestly, might go Crunch Cyclops double block if they attack here. Just because that would be a 1-for-1.
And you don't have any flyers in this deck just because you didn't get any?
Not really flying colors. Green is known for its reach, its ability to defend flyers from the ground. Red has dragons, but doesn't typically have common flyers unless it's like part of a theme or, you know, there's no common flyers in red in this set, for example, right? All right, they are shipping it. So we got my plan A of activating Cyclops a bunch. It's not really realistic anyway. It's not like it says that this can't be blocked. It says one creature can't do blocking this turn, which is why this has been a really underwhelming card. For the cost. If for 4 mana you could give it unblockable, that might be okay, but it's not what's happening
here, right? That's ridiculous cost.
It doesn't... It can get out one critical blocker, you know? All right, so we're going to take the 4/5, and we just have to make this offer. I got to trade 1-for-1 for the Croc here, so... We could double crunch it, but then it's a 2-for-2. Oh, no, yeah, that's bad. You're right. That's terrible. I stopped it. Don't worry. It's not a 1-for-1. It's a 2-for-2 no matter what. So since it's a 2-for-2 no matter what, yes, we double crunch it.
Get the big one?
Yeah. Is there anything better than this? Do we have to do this? We are going to Hulk, but nothing's going to get big. Yeah, we kind of have to do this.
Eat 4.
Yeah, we could give up the Druid. No, we're short on mana, though. We can't give up the Druid. We couldn't really double block the Manticore the way I wanted to there, and we're at 20 life. That was not a big deal. Mike wants to take 7. I don't know about taking 7.
Bold.
Well, I just know about taking 7 because I like making that trade now, and then, yeah, I guess you're saying take 7, then come back with the Bloom Hulk and then offer that double block?
Well, yeah, with all your big creatures.
Yeah, Wrangler grows, but, well, we made the call we made. Here we are. Let's go with a Bloom Hulk here, or let's see, Turret Ogre also... I'm gonna go with Turret Ogre, since we're kind of in block mode, and I want to double block with our worst creature.
And if you have a 4/4, it deals damage at the outset.
Yeah, that's just a nice bonus. But basically, I didn't want to involve Bloom Hulk in combat. We might, because also if we get a land, we can play Manticore first and then Hulk, and then the army token gets a little extra.
We need land.
But I'm going to believe them. They didn't send in anything else, so hopefully this is just a 1-for-1 here. Band together. Not really what we want here. It's instant speed. I was hoping to get Bloom Hulk going after the Manticore, but it was, I mean, I guess, well, let's kill the... Why don't we kill the Wrangler? Maybe we'll find a sixth land. And then we'll have Band Together available if we want it. I think I want to do it like this, though. Oh, no, actually, that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Alright, no land. But that was a fine exchange for us, and I feel like we're on the cusp here if we can just turn the corner here.
Who's this creature?
My friend.
Tybalt. Oh yeah, we haven't really faced a lot of
No, it's
planeswalkers.
been rare. Your opponents can't gain life? I'm fine.
Yeah, this is one of those statics that doesn't really mess with you too much. All right. Are we making trades here? We're about to have a Manticore that should ostensibly just eat these things, but again, the Turret Ogre is not that valuable to me against red-black. It's just not, or red-green, it's not doing that much. So I'm okay with making this trade here.
Crunch.
All right, we got our land. So now we can go Manticore,
Pleasure.
and then Hulk into Hulk. If we get another land off the top, we have Hulk plus Band Together available, but Hulk over the next 2 turns is going to be good for us. Oh, Ireland is devastating. Woof.
Now you got 2 of them?
Let nature guide.
Woof, no pun intended.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
We did get another land, so we have Hulk and Band Together. The question is, what can we do with it this turn? Probably at this point need to Hulk, and then send in... with the 4/5 and the 3/3 and try to get him with a Band Together.
The Hostile Eldritch is right. It's Wolf City around here.
And let's go ahead and threaten Arlen. Does this make sense? Yes, this trades with everything, so... Yes, we could risk the Druid, but we have to do that, I think, at this point. That's true. But if they block with the army, aren't we pretty happy? Like, what are they going to block the army with that we're disappointed about? I think we attack with the army. Anybody not like the army attack? Yeah, I mean, sure, they double block with the devil. If they do that, we can put all the damage on 1, and then it's fine anyway. Yeah, I think we do it.
Just gotta get rid of this thing.
Mike wants to save. Mike. You know, I was talking about how there's a range of player quality in the chat, and I have certain players that I trust more than others to be coming up with clever lines, and
Mike's got it.
Mike V 1976 is one of them. So when I disagree with Mike, I worry. But I think. This is... Okay, now I'm going to go into full control and make sure that this happens correctly. Okay, here... Now, this is exactly what we wanted, basically. This is great for us. Actually, I think we want to do it this... That doesn't matter. Both of those are dying. And then I'm going to go full control so we get the careful damage. I think full control should work. If full control does not do what I need to do here, I'm going to go off stream, drive to Renton, and have a conversation with Jay Parker.
Hey.
I shouldn't have to do that. I get what you guys are saying, but I'm going to trust Jay. I'm putting my trust in Jay Parker right now that full control will, in fact, give me full control. If it does not, it's almost worth it just to discover this and go hassle Jay about it. So this is secret tech. We move all of our damage onto one devil.
Yeah.
This one lives, and so... Oh, no, it still doesn't work, right? So we kill them both. This is how you do it, but it doesn't matter, because it would still work. So we're just going to kill them both. It's fine. They have to decide. It still kills it, but I'm happy to I'm happy to have proven that it in fact works. And they're going for the Manticore anyway, which is good for us given our steady stream of 4/4s, I think.
God, that turn was apocalyptic.
You still think it would have been worth it? I mean, if we had done that, then we would have a Manticore and no army. So that's the difference, right? Oh, and they could have killed the druid, I guess, but they chose not to.
Go, my children. Fight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's take full control off now. Ooh, very good rare. This could be where it comes to an end.
The prized run.
Yes. This thing just starts chucking lands at you and everything you control.
What?
Yeah.
What a wild card.
Oh man, this is tame by modern Magic standards.
Oh really?
Although I don't know, by ancient Magic standards, maybe it's even less wild. Like
digging up your lands.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
We drop the Manticore. We know that they can throw 2 damage around. I don't think they care about the druid. Quite correctly, they don't really think the druid matters. So Manticore.
Oh, so now your zomboids. So that ended up being the right.
Yeah, now we get a 5/5 zombie, and
it took a couple turns to see it, but I think that might have been the right play.
Now we at least have an attack. Still not super thrilling, but they have no block that doesn't at least kill the thing they're blocking with. So they probably block with their wolf token and then finish it off with the land. That would be my guess here, but I'm feeling up against this Twister. The living Twister is likely going to end this game over the course of the next few turns, so at least got to keep trying to pressure. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do, though. Pollard says bad attack.
But is exactly as you said. Here comes the land.
Yeah, here comes the land. I just don't know what the plan is. Like, and maybe it's a bad attack because I can't really articulate my plan.
Please protect my pack.
That's a lot of worm.
Yeah, that's pretty big too. So we get both of these creatures. It doesn't do much for us though, but it is what it is. It's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna wait for something that has tokens for the proliferate. We just gotta build out and wait to die. Yeah, so when I feel like I'm in waiting to die mode, I take a look at what's left in our deck here using MTG tracker and try to figure out what outs we actually have.
What narrative?
Yeah, what's the way in which we win? Like we have Bond of Passion, so maybe a win includes Bond of Passion on some level. If we Bond of Passion the Primordial Worm, we end up with a pretty wide attack. And I think given that, like, maybe we don't bother chumping here. Although we don't want to get into range of this Twister. Proliferate is pulled from an old set. It appeared in Scars of Mirrodin. Might have been in Mirrodin Besieged. Maybe it was just in Scars, but it was Scars block. If we double block, we can trade 1 for 1 if they don't have any... no, actually, they have... Well, they can pop a land back and then finish it off there. We can trade Hulk and Druid, but if we believe that one of our outs is actually Bond of Passion on the Primordial Worm, then we don't want to... We don't even want to kill the worm. Although...
Do you just not block?
Yeah, I think we just don't block here.
I mean, you never want to take 7, obviously.
No, this is not great. We're not just snap dead, though. And I was giving us a chance to draw something that could be exciting and give us a chance, you know? But I know, I get it. Folks, like, we're falling off a cliff here and trying to figure out how to land and, you know, face, feet, side.
Well, I had the same question that Techno Shaman had. Can they throw lands at your face?
Yeah, they can. Absolutely. And that was their worry. But again, I felt like the only out we had was Bond of Passion.
Cool draw.
Yeah. So I played to the fact that we might be able to Bond of Passion our way to something over the course of the next couple turns. That was what I was thinking.
That was the fantasy.
So yeah, we don't have an attack. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any reason to be attacked. No, they get that block. I guess we could send in... okay, if we sent in all of our 4 powers, what happens? They just trade... Well, maybe they trade land for our creatures instead?
Interesting.
I don't know. Again, this all feels like us finding creative ways to die. But, again, attacking may be the only way to do it. And this, yeah, may at least draw Oppo towards
something else.
Throwing lands at our creatures.
Timeout. The land chunk.
Yeah, our main avenue to victory here is cardiac arrest on the part of our Oppo
opponents.
So I hope we lose. I really don't want anything bad to happen.
That's
to
obviously it's harmful. I mean, of course, obviously that's against the TOS. We don't
wish death upon our opponents. But
serious harm.
Maybe they get a very important phone call that they decide they have to take. All right. Well, we might just be dead on land shenanigans, but we're trying.
So why does that living twister? Why did it only take? It blocked a 4 creature, and it seems like it only took 1 damage.
It has 1 left. It took 4. It was a 2/5. It was reduced to.
I got it now.
Yeah.
Man, this is weird.
So do we have a chance?
This is just weird.
So you're saying we have a chance?
This is weird behavior, right? It's not optimal behavior.
Well, we're gonna block. I guess. Yeah. Then they finish us off.
And then they throw land at the end, right?
Yep. Good work, Oppo. Yeah, we were pretty far up against it. So it goes.
And then now they engage necromantic spells.
Yeah, they'll forget. Here's the forgetting.
Oh!
All right.
Oh, this.
Hey, we got to, 4 wins?
Yeah.
That's fine.
4 wins off of a deck that you named in a cursed way.
Yeah, we had par at 3, so I'm pretty happy to squeeze 4 wins out of this one. No big deal.
Yeah.
Over par.
Exactly right, Mama.
We got the bonus deck. We got the bonus pack.
Man, I need to come to more shows. Here, so can you show me the pack opening experience?
Yes, this is the pack opening experience. Whee!
So, do we get anything that was juicy there?
Not really.
You know, as soon as are you looking for specific things?
No. If I could just have everything open and automatically go to my account without looking at it, I would choose that.
Oh,
I think viewers like pack opening. To me, it's just whatever. Like, I barely play constructed, so I'm only going to be using what I open in the next draft anyway.
Oh, exactly. So. It's irrelevant for most of your gameplay, right?
Yeah.